So I want to welcome you again on behalf of the entire organization to the 2025 Bikila Awards. I was sort of just reflecting a moment ago that all we have to do is open up our phones to see how dark the world can be, how much there is to mourn and to grieve around the world, in all parts of the world, locally and internationally. And it's important to recognize that, but I think it's also really important when we have an excuse to celebrate each other, to celebrate life, celebrate community, that we really take that opportunity. So I'm really grateful that we have that opportunity today.
Welcome everyone for joining us today. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, and congratulations to all the achievers, all the award recipients.
ክቡራትና ክቡራን ውድ ወገኖቼ ጤና ይስጥልኝ። እንኳንም ለ2025 የቢኪላ ሽልማት አከባበር ላይ ተሰናብተናል። የሰው ልጅ መልካምነትና እጅግ የላቀ በጎ ስራዎችን የምናመሰግንበትንና የምናወደስበትን ይህ ክብረ በዓል ለማዘጋጀት ለረዳን ፈጣሪ አምላካችን ልዑል እግዚአብሔር ፍጹም የሆነ ክብርና ምስጋና እርሱ ይሁንልን። በዚህ አጋጣሚ ሁላችንም እንኳን ለአዲሱ ዓመት በሰላምና በጤና ያደረሳችሁ እያልኩ ዘመኑንም ለእኛ ለሁላችንና ለወገኖቻችን በረከቱንና ፍጹም ምሕረቱን ለእናት ሀገራችን ኢትዮጵያም እንዲሰጥልን እንመኛለን። ሁሌም ከልባችን እንጸልያለን። አሜን። Tonight, we gather to celebrate those who dared to make that vision real, our remarkable award recipients. Your work lights the path forward and inspires us all to aim higher, reach farther, and care deeper. ውድ ወገኖቼ የዚህ የቢኪላ ሽልማት ስነስርዓት ላይ አክብራችሁን ስለተገኛችሁልን መልካምና በጎ ስራዎችን ከጎናችሁ ሆናችሁ ለማወደስ ተተኪው ትውልድ ጠንካራና ብቁ ዜጋ እንዲሆን ለማበረታታት ከጎናችን ስለሆናችሁ ሁላችሁንም እጅግ እናመሰግናችኋለን። ኃይሉን እግዚአብሔር ለእናት ሀገራችን ኢትዮጵያና ሕዝቧን ፍጹም ሰላምና ምሕረቱን ያወርድልን። መልካም በዓል።
honesty, I did well in my first semester because I was bored. New to Canada, I didn't know many people my age, and with nothing better to do, I spent a lot of time studying and reading rom-coms. So the first semester went well. As I reflect on the journey that brought me here, I cannot accept this award alone. My family, friends, mentors are with me at every step. Tonight's ceremony is a celebration of legacy. We often think about legacy in terms of our own achievements. In terms of the achievements we strive for in our own lives. Tonight, I encourage you also to think about legacy in terms of the impact you leave on those closest to you. What is the voice you leave in people's heads? Are you lifting up to the people around you? At every point that school stressed me out, my parents reminded me that it's okay to fail. That I can dream big because if I fail, I can always start over. Knowing it was okay to fail gave me the space and the courage to reach further and further, to fail and to try again. That voice of love is what stays with me. So my request to everyone here tonight is to let us talk life and success, courage and hope into the people around us. Let us not forget how life-changing the things we say are.
Good evening, everyone. We are gathered tonight in the name of Bikila, Ethiopia's enduring symbol of excellence, to recognize and celebrate the achievements of the bright, talented, and determined members of our Ethiopian community. But what I admire most about Bikila is not his Olympic success. What I find most inspiring is the resilience he demonstrated later in life when faced with overwhelming adversity. Before I close, I'd like to share a quote from Denzel Washington. Man gives the award, but God gives the reward. Let us hold on to these words and move forward confident in the knowledge that as long as we remain steadfast in our faith and efforts, God will be generous with his blessings and unwavering in his grace. Thank you.
Pass a huge thanks to this initiative for encouraging young publisher students like us. Thank you for reminding us of the remarkable culture community we come from. Thank you for showing your support and recognizing our efforts. One note I'd like to pass to the kids in my generation is to not forget your roots. Your bright minds are needed to brighten the lives of those in need. By God's will, my vision is to apply the knowledge I have. By God's will, my vision is to apply the knowledge I've gained to support women farmers in the developing world, easing their burdens and enhancing their productivity. I also hope that our generation will be inspired to use what we've learned to make a real difference in the lives of others. This past summer, I was fortunate enough to visit Ethiopia for 6 weeks. I, again, don't have the words to explain the beauty, culture, and amazing weather our country has. Through the dozens of pictures and video recordings I took on my phone, none of it could capture the irresistible nature, nor the faint aroma of coffee and incense you'd smell from your neighbor's house on a Sunday. This goes on to show the sacrifice our parents made for us to have a better life. They left behind the life they were living there so that we could start ours here. So let's make them proud. Humbled to receive several awards, from community service to leadership to academic excellence.
to youth empowerment, but this award is a little bit special because it's my first award that I've received from my own Ethiopian community. And it is a reminder that the work we do is not just for ourselves. It is for the people we serve and for the generation coming after us. Tonight, I want to share one simple message for the young people here, and it is, you are never too young to make a difference in your community. The power of service lies in looking beyond ourselves and finding purpose through giving back and opening doors for others. And as I accept this 2025 Bikila Youth Community Impact Award, I see it not as the end of this journey, but as a call to keep moving forward. And we are just getting started, and there's so much work to be done. Thank you so much, all.
ይህን ሽልማት በሆራይዘን አካዴሚ ስም ስቀበል በጣም ደስ ይለኛል። ሆራይዘን አካዴሚ የኢትዮጵያውያን እና የኤርትራውያን ልጆችን፣ ወጣቶችን እና ቤተሰቦችን የሚያገለግል ድርጅት ነው። ማህበረሰባችን እና ባህላችንን ማጎልበት የኛ ዋና ዓላማችን ነው። ከሁለት ዓመት በፊት የመጀመሪያ ዝግጅታችን አደረግን። ስለ ጥበባችን፣ ልብሳችን፣ የኛ ውዝዋዜ እና የአእምሮ ጤንነት ትምህርት አከበርን። ከዛ በኋላ የምግብ ዝግጅት፣ የቋንቋ ትምህርት፣ የባህል አከባበር፣ የጥበብ፣ የስፖርት እና የሙዚቃ ዝግጅቶች እና የመጽሐፍ ክለብ አደረግን እና ለልጆች እና ለታዳጊ ወጣቶች የትምህርት እና የእግር ኳስ ስልጠና እንሰጣለን። በድምሩ ወደ 1000 የሚጠጉ ወጣቶች አሳትፈናል። አባቴና እናቴ ማመስገን እፈልጋለሁ። በጣም ነው መወዳችሁ። ከህፃንነቴ ጀምሮ ሁልጊዜ በራሴ እንደተማመን፣ ባህሌን እንደጠብቅ፣ ማህበረሰቤን እንዳገለገል እና ቤተሰቤን እንደወድ ስላደረገችው አማርኛ ደስ ካላችሁ ወላጆቼ ያመስገን።
Bikila Award expresses its heartfelt appreciation to Professor Getachew Ngida for giving us his wisdom, sharing with us his valuable views, and joining us here today at the 2025 Bikila Awards ceremony as a keynote speaker.
I would ask that you continue clapping and please help me in welcoming Professor Getachew Ngida to the stage.
If you sense my funny accent, it's because I come from the right side of the Atlantic Ocean. We have 3 reasons to celebrate tonight. The first, of course, is congratulations to the Bikila awardees. We are all proud of you, of what you've achieved, and we celebrate you indeed. It's a remarkable achievement. Secondly, happy, healthy, and peaceful Ethiopian 2018. And the third is the great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is an incredible achievement against all odds and a clear testament that we can move mountains when we are united. Thank you to all my compatriots at home and abroad who helped make it happen, including our Bikila awardee here today, Engineer Gideon Asfa. I was, ladies and gentlemen, very fortunate to have met the legendary Ababa Bikila through my father as a little boy, barefooted elementary school boy of Shuromeda soon after his spectacular marathon victory in Rome. We met in the compound of the Imperial Bodyguard in Jalmeda, where I went to watch the army band perform for the families of the army. I was keener to watch Tlaung Sessa, Mahmoud Ahmed and Zunesh Bakala and go back to Shuromeda and tell my friends on the upcoming songs for the new year. I didn't particularly grasp the significance of Ababa's victory until much later. He gave me a kiss on both cheeks and whispered to me to pursue my education so that I can support my dad in his old age. My dad was a friend to Major Ababa Bikila and a sergeant in the Imperial Bodyguard and a Korean War veteran. Unconsciously, I may have internalized Ababa's great and gentle advice to pursue my education, and that's why I'm here today. My message today is very simple, but I think profound. Peace is everybody's business, and it is too important to be left to the short-sighted politicians alone. Yep. As today's youth are tomorrow's world leaders, it is vital to ensure the engagement in nurturing peace. For the successful transition to a fair and equitable development initiative must focus on the youth. We must foster mutual understanding between peoples, particularly the youth, if we are able to build inclusive knowledge societies. Young people everywhere must be taught to be global citizens and be aware of and respect diverse cultures and belief systems. Understanding each other's ways will help foster friendly relations and mutually beneficial arrangements for the benefit of all. For our country in particular, and Africa in general, to usher in peace and sustainable development in the 21st century, it will not be possible without education. An education system that's transformed, that enables every child and adult to have the skills and competencies to successfully navigate our ever-changing world. Our education systems, be it at home or elsewhere, are badly broken. They haven't changed much since the first industrial revolution. They were designed as a rote learning system, as labor input to the production processes. We need to design an education system that's people-centered, that productivity focus is not the only purpose. We need to foster critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and education for peace and sustainable development. We need to challenge the status quo. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. It's not all gloom and doom. So let's celebrate and celebrate real hard. Thank you for inviting me. Very
actually የመጣሁ መስሎኝ ነበር ግን ትንሽ ተረበሽኩኝ ቪዲዮን ሳይ ሰው አባታችንን አክብራችሁ ጋብዛችሁ እኔና እህቴን እዚህ እንድንገኝ ስላደረጋችሁ የበኪላ አዋርድስ ቦርድንና እድተኞቹን በሙሉ በቤተሰብ ስም በጣም እጅግ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። On behalf of my late father's Agega Ramadan family, I want to congratulate the Bikila Awards board on its 11th year anniversary of this esteemed organization and thank them for their kind invitation. We are honored to be among you here today to accept this Order of the Shining Star of Ethiopia Award. What a name. So I'm not only one of the daughters of Agega Ramadan, my sister Yuri is obviously here with me today, but I am one of his ardent fans. All I know is that my father wrote, and he wrote, and he wrote. All his life, literally all my life, often focusing on the downtrodden and the marginalized. He was a proud Ethiopian, a proud African, a committed humanitarian who saw the humanity in all, irrespective of race and creed. So today, I come bearing a gift of gratitude from the awardee. When the namesake of this organization, the renowned marathoner Bikila, passed away, my father, as he always did, took pen to paper and wrote a poem dedicated to this giant, literally written within 24 hours of his passing. So let me read you this poem. Hopefully my voice won't shake while I'm reading it. Benji, Machimote, Lapa Bikila. Because Bethus and his Motun, if an alam just found the tune, በልቡ ቀርጾት ጸሎቱን በህሊናው ነድፎት ስሙን በገዙ ጽላት ታሪኩን አዕዋፍን በደመና ግናን በምድር ያስደነቀ ማራቶኑ ጮራው ጠለቀ በራሪው ኮከብ ወደቀ በቃ ጀግናው ተከተተ ይኸው የማይሞት ሰው ሞተ ብለን አንበል እባካችሁ አበበ ተስፋ ነውና ተስፋ አይቀበርምና የጎበዝ ነባሪት ነፍሱ የህይወት ዳሱ የጀግኖች ክብር ሞገሱ የጎበዝ ነባሪት ነፍሱ የሰው ምስርት አራያ የማይታጠፍ መንፈሱ በተረት የታጠፈለት የምድር አድማሱ የየሱ የአየሩ ነበልባል የማራቶን እጹብ አይታል የምድር ዓለም ገሞራ አገሩ በክብር ያስጠራ ሳተናው እግረ ጆቢራ ሎጋ በኪላ ዋቅራ የጎበዛት ንጥረ ወዙ የተስፋ ብርሃን መቅረዙ ስሙን ለአገር ስም ሰይሞ የምስራች ያስደወለ ስንቱን ልብ ሙሉ ከአድማስ አድማስ ያስከተለ የኢትዮጵያን ሰንደቅ ዓላማ ያረጋት የኦሎምፒክ አርማ በወገኖቹ ልቦና ቀና ኩራት ያሳደረ እንደ ፍላጻ አክናፉ የአየርን ሰጥ የሰበረ የፍስሐን አዋጅ ለዓለም በአቅመ ወዙ ያስነገረ በአገር ፍቅር ልቡን ሞልቶ ላቡን ነጥቦ የዋተተ የዓለምን ጀግና ባድናቆት በቅን ቅናት ያሸበተ አልሞተም እንበል ባካችሁ አበበ እንጂ መቼ ሞተ። ጥቅምት 16 19
and demanded excellence from her children. to my teachers who gave me first-class education in Ethiopia and prepared me for the best learning institutions abroad. Yes, we had excellent schools and universities. More importantly, the pride that has been instilled in us as Ethiopians got me through racial and gender discrimination. The lesson for the young people here is strive to be a global citizen. Always remember, you come from a people who have pioneered in religion, literature, own alphabet, never colonized, to name a few. It is the land of giants like Tsaggai Gabramajit. Be proud. Politicians will come and go, but Ethiopia will always be there. And I have faith in you, young people, to save her.
My hope and prayer with respect to the Nile waters management is for the governments of the Nile Basin countries and the international community to foster genuine engagement of the water-sharing countries to peacefully resolve their differences and for all the basin countries to adopt the cooperative framework agreement as a new framework of cooperation in the management of the Nile waters. There cannot be sustainable development without peace and stability. It is thus important for all Ethiopians and the international community to support efforts to bring about peace in Ethiopia and other African countries. I wouldn't be standing here without the support of my wife, my family, and friends. This award belongs as much to them as it does to me, and I am profoundly grateful for your support. Thank you again, Bikila Awards board members and chair. Thank you, distinguished guests. Thank you, my family and friends. God bless Ethiopia, and God bless our host country, Canada.
Thank you for this recognition. Obviously, I share this with a lot of people, including our board of directors, our volunteers who serve with compassion and passion with us, who leave their home, their children, their families behind to travel to Ethiopia to serve the people of Ethiopia. I would also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to my husband, Dr. Tesfai Salida, a visionary whose creative ideas never run out. Without you, Heart Attack Ethiopia will never exist. So thank you. I also would like to say thank you to my children, to our children, 4 of them, who are gracious, very kind, very patient with us as we juggle
our own professional, our own career, as well as parenthood and the work that we do through Heart Attack Ethiopia. The most common question we receive from mostly parents is, how do you do it? At this age, with 4 beautiful children, how do you do it? And tonight, as I received that question again from Professor Kubret, it is difficult. I would never say to you, I would not lie to you and tell you that it's easy. It is not. But the problem that our people are facing in Ethiopia, the young people that are dying from cardiovascular diseases, from heart attack and stroke, is not something that we could just ignore and sit back and watch. Both of us are physicians. I'm an internist. Dr. Tasfaye is an interventional cardiologist. By just our profession, it's hard to ignore and see young people die. So that's why we're dedicating our life. Although this is the work that we started as very young, and just looking at the accomplishment of our fellow award recipients, we're just starting, and we cannot wait to continue our work. But we cannot do this work that we started through Heart Attack Ethiopia without your support. So I ask you tonight, join us in this journey, in our mission. Let's save young people's lives in Ethiopia, because I'm going to tell you, there are 15,000 people currently waiting for life-saving cardiovascular surgery. What I'm telling you tonight is, please don't ignore the numbers that I'm telling you. It's real. There are a lot of mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers that are crying because of the fact that they cannot get these kids treated, and they can't get their own treatments, especially when they're presenting to various government hospitals due to heart attacks or emergency heart attacks and strokes. So let's work together. I think የሀገሬ ሰው እንደሚለው 50 ሎሚ ለአንድ ሰው ሸክሙ ለ50 ሰው ጌጡ ነው የሚባለው እና እንተባበር፣ አብረን እንስራ። አብረን ከሰራን ምንም ማድረግ የማንችለው ነገር አይኖርም። ሁሉ ነገር ይቻላል። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ። አመሰግናለሁ።
The day I heard about the Bikila Award, the Bikila Award was not just a name for me. It was a mirror. Abebe Bikila ran barefoot through the streets of Rome, and he made history. History forever. As a little boy in rural Ethiopia, I too ran barefoot to school. Not to win a gold medal, but to be a champion for myself, a champion for my family, a champion for my country. We both run barefoot, not by choice, but by circumstances. But we change those bare feet into bold steps. Those bold steps into unstoppable purpose. I stand before you today as a successful interventional cardiologist in the Metro Atlanta. But my heart, it never left Ethiopia. With every mission we love, with every young Ethiopian heart that we refuse to give up on, with every procedure I do, I remember the barefoot boy. I remember the dirt roads to school. I remember the smoky gasoline lump barely illuminating my mother's little hut. I also remember the personal promise I made to myself, to my people, that I will come back. I will come back to Ethiopia. Not to take, but to give. And the Bikila Award is not just an honor. It is a responsibility that we take seriously. It is a responsibility that reminds me of the history of Ethiopia and bigger Africa is still being written. And maybe, just maybe, the history of the barefoot boy and the barefoot runner are chapters in the same book. Thank you so much.
የመጀመሪያ ልጄ ጽናት ሚልኪያስ እዚህ ያለ እጅግ አመሰግናለሁ። ከእድሜት በላይ የሆኑ ኃላፊነቶችን ተሸክመ በፍቅርና በትዕግስት አብረን ቆም። ሴቷ ልጄ ፍቅር የልቤ ሴት ስለ ፍቅርሽና ስለ እገዛሽ አመሰግናለሁ። ዮሴፍና ኖሃ የቀን ኃይሌና እንቅስቃሴዎቼ ናቸው። እንዲሁም በህይወቴ ላይ በጣም አስፈላጊ የሆነችውን እናቴን እልፍነሽ ሞገስን አመሰግናለሁ። ያልተማረች ኢኮኖሚስት በ60 ብር ደሞዝ 7 ቤተሰብ ማስተዳደር የቻለች የአስማተኛ ዛሬ እዚህ የቆምኩት እንደ አንድ ሰው ብቻ አይደለም። ከብዙ እጆች ከብዙ መስዋዕቶችና ከብዙ ጸሎቶች የተፈጠርኩ ነኝ። በእኔ ላይ ለተማመናችሁ ሁሉ አመሰግናለሁ። የሚመጣው ጊዜ ከዚህ የበለጠ ይሆናል። አመሰግናለሁ።
ስኬቶች እውቅና በመስጠትና እዚህ ተወልደው የሚያድጉ ልጆቻችንም እንዲበረታቱ በማድረግ ይህንን ሽልማት በማበርከት ለሚተጉት ለቢቂላ አዋርድ የቦርድ አባላት ያለኝን ልባዊ ምስጋና አቀርባለሁ። እግዚአብሔር በቅድሚያ የቶሮንቶ መንበረ ብርሃን ቅድስት ማርያም ካቴድራል አባቶች ስለሚጸልዩልኝ፣ ስለ ምክራቸው፣ ስለ ትምህርታቸው እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ። ላለፉት 10 ዓመታት የዩኒቨርሲቲ ኦፍ ቶሮንቶ ሚሲሳጋ ብላክ ዩዝ ሜንቶርሺፕ ፕሮግራም እንዲቀጥል ብዙ ድጋፍ ለሰጡኝ ዩቲኤም ሲፒኤስ ዲፓርትመንት፣ ለፕሮፌሰር ጋኒ ላብራቶሪ፣ ዩቲኤም ብላክ ሊደርሺፕ ኦፊስ እና ሁሉም በጎ ፈቃደኞች ለሰጡኝ ድጋፍ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ። የፕሪል ሪጅን አማርኛ ትምህርት ቤት ተማሪዎችና ወላጆች በጣም ወዳችኋለሁ። ለሰጣችሁን ድጋፍ ክብረት ይስጥልኝ። የኤክናስ ቶሮንቶ ሃሚልተን ቦርድ አባላትና የኤክናስ ቤተሰብ ደጋፊዎች እንዲሁም የኤክናስ ካናዳ ቦርድ አባላት ከእናንተ ጋር በመስራት በጣም ደስተኛ ነኝ። ብዙ ነገር ተምሬያለሁ። እወዳችኋለሁ። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ።
ዶክተር አልፋ አበበ የ2014 የመጀመሪያዋ የወጣቶች በአካዳሚክ ኤክሰለንስ ተሸላሚ ነበር እና ከዛ ጊዜ ጀምሮ ኮሚኒቲዋን ከዛ በፊትም ጀምሮ ከልጅነቷ ጀምሮ ኮሚኒቲ ውስጥ ታገለግል የነበረች ሰው ነች። ዛሬም ይኸው እኛን እያገለገለች ነው እና እናመሰግንሻለን። ይህን የመሰለ ኮንዶሚሽን ስላደረገችልን በቢቂላ አዋርድ ስም እሷም ተሸላሚ ነች ማለት ነው። እንደገና አቶኒ ካሳም እንደዚሁ በዛሬው ዕለት ሆስት ስለነበርከን ከሆስት በጣም እናመሰግናለን። በእናንተ
አይዞሽ ተነሽ ኢትዮጵያ፣ አይዞሽ ተነሽ mama gare, Banchino mama re, Banchino mama re, Kanabayama, 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 Kalaya la shabash yanchinamba.